Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick video to talk through manual journals within Deer. So manual journals can be used and then we'll transfer to zero in order to either raise or lower costs against an item. So an example of this would be if you need to put extra shipping or duty or similar on a purchase order or a sale. So there's a standard shipping function within Deer which allocates by quantity, but sometimes this won't always be appropriate. So for the moment, if I just go into do a new purchase, and then I'll just run a purchase order through just to show the standard method of doing purchase orders. So I'll just fill the details out here really quickly. Take the supplier detail, tax on expenses, and I'll say here that we're going to order some grinders. So we'll order 100 of them at $10 and some of the premium ones, and we'll order 10 of them at $400. So that's our order, and the order is $5,000. And on here you can put additional costs on for things like shipping, but I'll just authorize this for the moment. So that order is authorized now, and I can receipt the invoice if I want to. And here I've got additional costs as well. So here I could put the supplier detail in, put an invoice date and also a due date, copy the lines and just confirm the amount. And here I can add an additional cost if I wanted to. And I've only got credit here, so I could add a new item. So I could do shipping. And I'll just put it under other for the moment. Each. So here I could say we've got an additional shipping of $20. Now what that's going to do is it's going to put the $20 as a shipping charge, and it's going to allocate it across these items. So we had 110 items here. So maybe let's make it a bit simpler and say it was $110 shipping. So it's going to put $110 across 110 items. So the cost of this item will go up by $1 each. So that's a nice and simple example. And if I authorize that, then it will go away and do that in the background. So the cost of these items will go up by the amount that's here. Now you'll notice here that we've got manual journals. So this can be used if you want to manually raise the amounts. So as an example, if you get charged, say, duty, for example, or if you get charged, possibly so for shipping, we've had some companies where they'll place 10 or 15 purchase orders, and then they will arrange a third-party logistics company to ship a container in. So the shipping isn't actually charged to the invoice. They get a separate invoice that has to be apportioned out. So you'll have to do the maths to work out, say it's a $1,000 invoice, how to split it across your purchase orders. But what you can then do is go into manual journals, and you can choose here where you want to debit or credit. So I don't have one here because this is a demo account, but you would likely have a, for example, a duty clearing account. I'll just put this to a suspense account. And you can credit one of your expense accounts. So here we'll say it's freight and courier. Put some reference detail on, and I might say, well, maybe we had a $1,000 invoice from the supplier for duty, and the whole thing was for this order. So it'll put $1,000 of cost on and authorize. Now, what you need to know here is that this will put a journal into zero. In this case, debiting the suspense account, crediting the freight account. So this is something that Asias Digital can't advise directly on because it is financial advice, but this is how you do it. So you would need to find out from your accountant, or we can speak to your accountant to see if you have a suspense account for your duty. So the idea being that when you get a duty bill in zero, you'll put the $1,000 to the suspense account. Then when you run through here, it will come out of that account to balance it, and it will put it to freight cost, and it will go against the cost of this order and raise the cost of the items. So hopefully that all makes sense, and that's how to handle things like duty, additional shipping, and other charges within Deer.